And just within the past hour, it happened again. Donald Trump spoke at a rally in Kansas City and was disrupted several times by protesters. Take a look.
So yesterday in Chicago, Yeah? Hello, darling. Go home to mom. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy. Look at those cameras, the way they bend around. They'll do anything for a shot. That's why I love the protesters. The only way we find out how many people are in these places is through the protesters. So I love our protesters. And we don't want to hurt the protesters, please. We don't want to hurt the protesters.
Joining me now by phone, Donald Trump's son, Eric, an executive vice president at the Trump Organization. Good evening, Eric.
Judge, it's great being with you as always.
Thank you, Eric. It's been a crazy 24 hours. Your father last night made the decision to not continue with the event that was planned in Chicago. Why did he make that decision, and do you think he made the right decision?
Yeah, I really do. I really do. But, I find it incredibly sad, right? There's 20,000 people, 25,000 people at a rally that went, they wait in lines for hours and hours to hear my father speak. And, the passion at these events is incredible. And, they were really not able to see it, obviously, because a couple people wanted to go in there and start chanting Bernie. And, it's just very, very sad. I mean, it's sad for our First Amendment, freedom. It's just a very, very sad day for this country.
And, today in Ohio, Eric, I mean, I was frightened. You must have been frightened when that individual tried to rush the stage. Your father talked about it in Missouri a few minutes ago. Are you worried about your dad's safety?
Listen, you always have to worry. He's your father. You love him tremendously. He's a great man. I mean, the one thing I'll say about my father is he is an incredible person. He's doing this to make a difference in this country because this country is going in the wrong direction. I mean, that's why he's in it. He doesn't need to be in this race. He could certainly be doing other things. He wants to make a difference in this country. So when you see somebody trying to attack him, obviously, it worries you. And there are a lot of crazy people out there. I mean, there are a tremendous amount of crazy people out there. And I'm just glad it didn't get farther than it did.
And Eric, your father, I mean, he is gathering audiences, the likes of which we've never seen in American politics. But he is so vulnerable in the sense that he's right there in the open, in the middle of everything. You're not worried?
Yeah. No, of course you're worried. I mean, of course you're worried. And, he wants to be with people, and that's always how he's been as a person. I mean, he really likes to be around the people. And listen, I've stood by his side at 30 of these rallies, and the love in the room is incredible, and the love for America is incredible, and the passion for his message is really amazing. And it's just sad to see people kind of lash out. And I have to say, it says something about society. If I ever did that as a child, I would be killed by my parents. I mean, it said something about society that people will actively go into a room with the intent to disrupt and waste the time of thousands and thousands of people who are there for a message. And there's so many other ways to do this. And I think you said at the beginning of your show, but there's so many other ways to do it. But listen, my father's a fighter, and he'll fight on. And, I was so proud of him today. I mean, it didn't stop him from going to all these rallies. And it was really amazing. I mean, today was a great day.
What do you say to people who say that your father has incited this kind of reaction by people?
Oh, I think it's crazy. Every single day, somebody's asking my father to disavow this, disavow that. You have hundreds of lunatics who go into a convention chanting Bernie, 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 and I didn't see one media outlet asking anybody to disavow, Bernie. So obviously it's a one-sided argument. My father's doing great things for this nation. His heart's in this race. He wants to win. He'd be an incredible commander-in-chief. I really think he's going to go all the way. And
Eric, why do you think people are reacting like this? I mean, what is going on out there? And
it's simple, Judge. It's simple. He's going to win. I mean, he's going to win. The Democrats know that he can beat Bernie. The Democrats know that he will beat Hillary. He's going to win, and this is their veiled attempt to try and stop him at this point.
And do you see more of this ramping up by MoveOn.org? And Ayers was part of that as well. The guy who participated in the bombing of, New York City Police Department. And, it's only going to ramp up.
Well, and do I see it? Who knows? I don't know what to make of these people, right? They're definitely something wrong. I mean, anybody who would go in and waste people's time and be disruptive, I mean, they're certainly a different type of people. You don't see Trump protesters going into a Bernie Sanders rally and disrupting his crowd. So it's very sad. I don't know what to expect of these people anymore.
Eric, can you imagine if the Trump people went in and disrupted Bernie Sanders, how the reaction would be? You think it'd be a little different?
No, the media would crucify us. The media would crucify us, and quite frankly, you know, they're placing the blame on us for this. It's actually very, very sad. I mean, it's very, very sad. Somebody should ask Bernie to disavow the actions of these people. Not a single person's done that to this point.
Interesting. All right, Eric Trump, thanks so much for being with us.
Great being with you, Judge.